I found it. It was very helpful, actually, especially being on the other side of it as part of my training initially.
Yeah.
Because I had to, participate in one. So I found it, it was very revealing on a lot of levels. I think that everybody wants it always to be a positive revelation, but sometimes it is a negative revelation. I did experience a little bit of that, but then it sort of put it on the radar, and it allowed, my wife and I to be able to work through a lot of that stuff because she had it too, and so even on the assisting side of it too, I was able to really. You could feel as the workshop went on, the energy shifting in the room. And people bringing themselves back to the place of what brought them in touch with their partner originally. They come back to that place.
Yeah.
Again, and it's almost like you can see memories flashing across their eyes.
Yes, which is very touching.
Right.
Which is very touching and also very lovely.
Right.
So we definitely recommend that everybody, take a workshop. I know that there are many workshops. I tend to like to do live workshops.
Yes.
So we are trying to get something together within the next couple of months to present to people. And it's really worth it. It'll either be here in Huntington or out in Holtzville in Middle Island, in Kevin's place.
Right.
But between both places, they're hotels. So I always say make it a romantic getaway for 2 days, because it is a 2-day workshop.
Right.
We kind of shrank it down it was difficult for people to get to us on a Friday night because of work and whatnot. So we just did jam-packed full day Saturday and Sunday. And then everybody got to go back at that point. So, yeah.
And hopefully put into practice what they learned.
Yes, because practice makes perfect. Or nearly perfect. You don't have to be totally perfect. As I say to all my couples, and you've heard me say this, what I love about relational therapy is I can bring my partner into the space metaphorically. And I always say that we're giving you a toolbox. And if you don't use the toolbox, what happens? The tools get rusty, right? So we may mess up, but then we utilize our reset button, so to speak, and then go back and use our tools.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah, because I found that couples will dip in and out of the use of the new tools. They'll fall back temporarily into old patterns of behavior, and then they sort of realize it. Or if they call up and, say that they want to quote unquote tune up with me, for example.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
I love when they ask for that.
Right. And sort of remind them of where they were, and try to figure out and help them figure out together as a team where they kind of went off the rails a little bit and how we can put the train back on the tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know that you've been watching us grasping these stones. They're hearts. So David has hearts in his practice. I have hearts in my practice because we're sitting in almost a dialogical position, not quite because we're talking to you folks out there, but we would be technically knee to knee, heart to heart, eye to eye. And the whole purpose of the heart is you're holding your partner's heart, really.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, which is very cool. So it's also nice because, as you said earlier, that we watch people in the beginning, they'll fidget because we're very tactile by nature, most of us at least, not all. Again, outliers or the few. But then as we go on, we watch people's hands just kind of relax around it, which is very cool.
Yes.
I like that.
Right. As they grow in that sense of emotional safety with their partner, that they see that they can talk about, uncomfortable topics, and it isn't causing conflict.
Yeah.
Because it's being held and creating that safe holding space.
Yes.
In the dialogue.
The sacred space between. Absolutely.